Well, good morning over there, wherever you are watching today. Just to give you a quick tips on what the Lord showed to me, and by the way, also adding to what I also come across on the social media recently. And that's a very beautiful question that I need to ask you as a wife or as a woman today. And the question is, Father, the person has a question. Do you know Jacob was buried with Leah? This is the issue here. Leah and Rachel happen to be the wife of this brother called Jacob, and you know that Jacob labored so much to get Leah. He labored for good 14 years to get Rachel. Leah was given to him as the wife, but he doesn't want Leah. Not the question I want to see here is the fact that when he died, the fact remains that he was buried with his first wife called Leah, not the woman he loved, okay, not the one he cried for, even not the one he labored for those number of 14 years to get. In Genesis chapter 49, verse 29 to 31, the Bible says, when Jacob was about to die, he gave a clear instruction, and the fact remained that he said, bury me in the cave where Abraham and Sarah, Isaac and Rebekah, and there he buried Leah, which means that Leah became part of the covenant of Abraham's family, And also, let's come to think about this morning, that Rachel was his passion. Rachel was his best sought after. He was really looking for this beauty, this loving woman called Rachel. But Leah was just his alignment, Rachel was the love story, but Leah was the covenant story to his life. Rachel had his emotion, but Leah carried the promise that has. Rachel was buried on the roadside, my darling, ready today. Genesis 35 verse 19. But Leah was laid in the ancestral grave of covenant, the lineage of God's, dealing. And here is the mystery that I would like you to see today. Leah was the rejected one by Jacob, Leah was rejected, the one Jacob did not choose, the one he didn't love to be with, the one he endured, not desire, the one that, but when God is involved in the journey of a man, you see, you might have a right to part in marriage. You have right to choose, but God has right to confirm. You may choose, but God confirmed. God ordained. God confirmed what He wants in your life for you. Your desire, your interest may not be God's interest at times when it comes to issue of marriage. And that is where we pause to think about that today. And so let me just conclude by telling you this beautiful thing that I come across. The fact that Leah was laid in the ancestral grave in the covenant, and with the lineage of God's dealing, which is where God interested people are, including Abraham, Jacob, and Isaac, even including Rebekah. And so, Leah was rejected one. But listen, from when it comes to issue of history, heaven chose Leah. Man chose the one he wanted, but heaven chose Leah. Man chose Rachel. Now, what are you choosing today? Maybe your interest may not be aligned with God's interest. You need to pause and think about this as you journey into that marriage. For you youth, younger ones that is about to choose your life partner, I can tell you at times that where your mind is may not be the interest of God. You need to pause, you need to pray, think wisely. To conclude this story this morning, you must understand the fact that the Jew that came from Leah, let that settle that in your spirit today as you go out. Let that settle in your spirit. The woman rejected by man became central to God's intended plan history today. And we are all trying to be Rachel in what we're doing. We want to be seen, want to be desired, want to be celebrated. But God built legacy through Leah's season. God built legacy through hidden places. God built legacy through your reserve. God built legacy through your painful process. God built legacy through your quiet obedience. Jacob's final decision was not emotional. Okay, it was spiritual alignment. At the end of his life, he didn't choose love, he chose covenant. What are you choosing today? Love of covenant. You need to reserve yourself with God. Create time to be with God. Create time to be with Him today. Pray earnestly. Seek His guidance. Seek His direction. And I will be glad to welcome you to join us on our CSI Prayer platform. At the same time, you can also worship with us at the Gospel Faith Mission International and in our branches all over the world. The Lord bless you. Have a wonderful day. Amen.